So I kind of wanted to make a video just reflecting back on the last year or so. So I did a lot of competing back in like 2010 to 2015 and got back into it this year. That was 640. That was the first time I met my coach, Pete Rubish. You can see him there, legendary Pete Rubish. I hired him as a coach after going to the deadlift seminar that I drove down to in Tennessee. That's where the 640 was. This is back from last prep for June. And this was 600 for 5, which I did with Pete there. It was a great lift. Obviously, like my deadlift wasn't super locked in positionally at this point. So you can see that first rep was kind of sloppy, and then I get a little bit more locked in here. Body weight was also just way higher. I was like 350, 354 around here, just too big for deadlifting. And I had driven down to Tennessee for that lift. Here's 623 for 4. This was done maybe like 2 weeks later back at the home gym. Still body weight super high, and you can see like I just have trouble figuring out the position. Here I would say my feet were too wide. It's kind of awkward, but it does allow me to use my upper back strength. But still 623 for 4 felt relatively easy at this point. So the problem is right around this time, everything I was doing back down set wise would cause me terrible back pain. Like I got through that set and I felt fine. That's probably why I'm looking around like I'm showing off. And this was the top squat for that prep. That's SSB. That's 635 pounds. I think I did this for 3 and celebrated super loudly. So we're better off with my voiceover than me yelling "fuck yeah" into the camera or something like that. But it did feel super strong. And again, at that point, I had no back pain during these sets. But then I think I did a back down set of like 505 for 10 after this. And I felt it a little bit on that one. But yeah, this whole prep, I ended up cutting short, maybe like, 12 days out. We had to stop lifting because I was just in terrible pain. Got to the meet, and what I do is I SSB squat the whole time. And my first squats in the warm-up room are with a straight bar for the first time. This was my last warm-up, so this is 640 pounds straight bar. I completely smoked this weight, but I can tell you at that point, my back was just completely fried. I couldn't bend down to get the weight. So this was my opener. This was 683. Here's the thing. I remember somebody said in the back room after I did, they're like, damn, that looked like RP 10. It was not, but it was pain level 10. And then, deadlifts, had to make the adjustments, but this was the final one. I did attempt 700 pounds. And again, positionally, I'm too big to deadlift at that size. It just wasn't good. But with the back pain, it just wasn't there. You can see I can get it up to my knees, but that's the whole point of this prep and Power Surge this Sunday is getting this weight all the way past